Hi everyone, my name is Yukari and I will be making daily process videos for the month of July as I sketch in my Hobonichi Techo for World Watercolor Month. So let's get started. All right, so it is day 9 of World Watercolor Month and today's prompt is gnarled. So I chose a plant, or I found a plant that has gnarled roots on the bottom, and that's the desert rose. So let's get started. All right, so here are my supplies for today, and as usual, I'm going to be using my number 8 and 2 Princeton brushes. The colors that I'm choosing are Quin Lilac and also Sap Green, which is, I guess, my favorite green for botanicals. And then I'm using raw umber for the roots, and also burnt umber, and then ultramarine blue. I'm using ultramarine blue for shadows and such. All right. Okay, so today I am going straight to paint, no pencil sketches. So I loaded my number 8 round brush with Quin Lilac, and I am just on the tip of the brush, and then I'm pushing into the brush as I go around to make these petal shapes. And I am going to be adding the center a little later on, but for now I'm just going around and painting lots of these petals. And there are 5 petals on the desert rose, and some I'm painting full 5 petals, some just a couple to be peeking through, and some on its side, just kind of variety of petals. And then I'm going to turn it around so I can work on the right hand side. And right, so now I am going to fill in a little bit with Sap Green in between, because these plants are pretty dense, and you can see the leaves sort of underneath and all around. And so I am just painting leaves all around. And as I got going, I just kind of noticed that it's an a topiary shape. I didn't really mean to do it that way. But yeah, that's kind of how these ended up. So I try to add more leaves to the left-hand side, which I think, yeah, ruined the composition a little bit. But anyway, so now I'm using raw umber to just lay down color for the roots. This will be the gnarled roots, and I added ultramarine blue for the shadows, and I think my brush was really too wet. And so I'm trying to let it dry, and I'm coming in with yellow to do the center, and adding a little bit of green gold on the bottom of the center, just to give it a little bit of a shadow. And so, yeah, I'm trying to fix the roots part, and I'm not really having much success here. And I think what I need to do is to let this dry and see what I can do. Okay, so the paint has dried a little bit, and I am adding, this is burnt umber, and just adding a little bit of the soil and the potted, my planter, and adding ultramarine for to darken it a bit, and then removing some paint. And so here I am trying to add a little more detail for the roots part. And now that the paint has dried a bit, the mixture of raw umber and ultramarine does a nice job with the darker shadowy part. And yeah, adding paint, removing paint. And so I was just softening some edges that I thought were kind of hard. And yeah, this is really it. Now, sometimes the night before I practice what I'm going to paint the next day, just trying out paint colors and techniques. And so I'm going to show you what that looks like, because I kind of like my practice one a little better than my finished product. So here it goes. Okay, so here is my completed sketch with my journaling, and you'll see the notebook underneath is my practice notebook. I have a few pages that I didn't use from my last Hobonichi, so I'm using that to practice. And I like the composition of the flowers much better on the bottom. It's kind of more spread out. I think I was trying to get it to be a little more compact, so that I have room actually to journal. And I think that I loaded the paintbrush with little less pigment in my practice one. And you'll notice too that on some of the petals in my practice sketch, I outlined with a black fine liner. And I kind of decided to go against that for my real sketch. But this one was really fun to do. Fairly easy petals. It was just trying to control my brush a little bit so that it jiggles, but not too much. But anyway, this was yeah, pretty simple to do. I hope you try it. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.